Hello, my collective lovers, my sweet lovers. Look, you know what I just heard coming into this reading? I heard Michael Jackson say, I'm a lover, not a fighter. That's what I heard in his little sweet voice. I'm a lover, not a fighter. So I don't know what that means. If it might mean something to you. You might be fighting for love, possibly. Look, we are inching closer and closer to Valentine's Day, right? So I'm here to give you a reading. And I think that the lens we're going to look at today is we are going to look at who is it possible that you might meet someone? And if you have met someone, is it possible that this solidifies what's going on? I'm just going to ask the universe to give us as much information as we can get on a collective level. Let's talk about the lovers, the singles, the ones looking for love. What do they need to know? Tell me about this. Tell me about the singles. Now, when I said, like, whether you're in something that gets a little, what I mean by that is maybe you meet somebody and you've been dating them, and I don't really know where this is going or where it's at. I feel like it's like I'm a lover, not a fighter. So it feels like somebody doesn't want to fight their feelings anymore. Oh, I don't want to fight my feelings anymore. That's our Speedwagon, right? Come crashing through the door, honey. I don't want to fight my feelings anymore. Okay. Anyways, enough songs. Let's get to it. Get off track really easy. All right. We've got the Nine of Swords, we've got the Magician, and we've got the King of Pentacles. It does feel like there is a worry. I feel like someone here is worried that they have not created enough wealth or enough material wealth. Look, this is a real thing. I see it all over the place, right? Where people are hunting for people who can give them money, stuff, and things. It feels like somebody's wondering if they have created enough wealth, enough 3D material wealth that somebody is going to, do they have anything to offer? And when it comes down to it, I'm not talking about it in a shallow way. I'm talking about it in, like if you are somebody of the caliber of the King of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, could be, right? Gemini, and Aries, the Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. It feels here like somebody here is really worried that possibly maybe another person's wealth or stability is an illusion. But in the other way, it also feels like somebody's wondering if they have created enough worth, enough material worth or material wealth to really get serious about a connection. Because the King of Pentacles is very serious, very practical, very grounded, somebody who really wants to provide, right? Tell me more about this. We've got the Seven of Wands. We've got the Three of Wands. And the Death card. Yeah, somebody really is thinking about an investment in the future. Oh, look, we just saw the Queen of Pentacles. So, okay. Well, we got the Tower that show up in the bottom of the deck. So for me, friends, the bottom of the deck is always the future energy. It feels like there is going to be an investment in a Queen of Pentacles coming up in the future. Feminine or masculine, take it as it is, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy, but I'm not saying this is only a reading about Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn energy. Please understand that those energies are just that. Money, time, effort, energy, health. Somebody who's in the same health. Somebody who, if you really take care of yourself, you're about to meet someone who mirrors you in that. Wealth. Time, effort, somebody who's really slow and dependable and loyal, that kind of energy. It feels like you meet them in a shift. Somebody is looking for someone like you to invest in. So it feels like that. Let's talk about this Magician here. See what we're talking about in terms of energy. The Three of Wands is here. So definitely the King of Pentacles here. And you don't have to be a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. The Three of Wands is telling me that the ships that are coming in, or somebody who's looking into the future, is like, what is going to happen to me in the future? I'm looking for future stability. I'm looking for a future partner. I'm looking for a future, a dependable partner. And that's what it looks like here. The Death card is here. This is transformation, of course. And it feels like somebody here really wants to transform their future. And with the Seven of Wands here, it also feels like someone here has decided, you know what, maybe they're worried because they've accumulated a lot of financial wealth that I don't want to meet the wrong person. I don't want to meet somebody who's just interested in me for my money. So it feels like boundaries are really an important thing. You want to be able to move slowly and methodically and practically and take in all the analytics and all the details of a person before you commit to them. So they're not here just for the cash, right? And if somebody's here just for the cash, is that what you want? Some people want to be loved for their money. So it really depends on what you want. So I feel like there's a big change coming up here for somebody. The death card is here, and it's always transformation or change, or the end of one thing and the beginning of another thing. I feel like the other thing that's beginning is something in the future. Let's talk about this magician. Hang on. Talk about this magician in the future. We've got the Five of Swords. We've got the King of Wands in the reverse. Oh, isn't that an interesting combination? I really feel like somebody here is about to meet their destined partner. But I'm going to tell you that the way you're going to know that you've met your destined partner is that this is not starting out as a roll in the hay. I hate to say that to some of you. This is starting out as someone who is very practical and very grounded. This is someone who is looking for depth. They're looking for stability. They're looking for someone who has worth, like who has an actual personality. Somebody who's actually looking to work together with someone else in order to build a kingdom. So with the Wheel of Fortune being here, it makes me feel like there is a destined person coming up. Now, what I want to say with the Magician energies, it does feel like you have manifested this person, but because the King of Wands is in the reverse, it does feel like that this is not going to be initially a crazy, passionate attraction. It doesn't feel like that. It actually feels like you're in the mindset, I would say, with the Five of Swords and the King of Wands, is like, if this person can't give me mental stimulation, if we're not on the same page as it pertains to passion, if this person is just trying to jump on me to get me in bed or jump on me to get me to give them some sort of passion, that it feels like here the Five of Swords is going to appear, which is we have fundamental difference, friends. I'm not going to do that. So it feels like this person is the one that it feels like, I'm going to say it just starts very boring. It starts very boring, very practical. You might meet them through a friend. It feels like it starts very grounded, very slow. And it feels like you will notice this person because they are someone who is very, respectful and is very interested in what you do for a living, where you live, your living experience. Like it feels like that. It feels like this person is somebody who is, the passion is not their first, is the first thing they want to know. It's not the first thing they want to know. We've got the Six of Cups. Yeah, you're going to feel comfortable with them. It's like you're not meeting a person, but it's almost like an unfolding. They remind you of someone. So they might remind you of someone who is solid, grounded, stable. They make you very comfortable right away. They ground you. The Four of Pentacles is here. And the Six of Pentacles, they open you up. I like that because it feels like you're not expecting to meet anybody. Possibly you go to a place where you're in the Four of Pentacles. Look, I'm not really looking at meeting anybody. I'm not interested in being vulnerable with anybody. But it feels like this King of Pentacles might change your mind because this person automatically grounds you. They feel familiar. They feel like you've known them before. And so instead of being in the Four of Pentacles, you end up in the Six of Pentacles. And I think you slide in there quite naturally. The 10 Pentacles is here, right? 6 and 4. It feels like I've known you forever. Or I would like to get to know you more in the future, because the 6 and 4 is 10 Pentacles, right? And that's all about future and legacy and, yeah, it feels like it's very grounded, and it feels like this person kind of changes your mind. Let's talk about your worries. Why are you all worried here? What are the worries you have? I feel like you're like, okay, well, if I'm going out there, I better get my boundaries up because I'm kind of worried about the way things are going down here. Yeah, you're worried someone is going to go too quickly here, is going to try and push you into something quicker. And I think you've actually ended those days. I'm talking to someone who's decided, look, no more speed dating. And I don't think I'm talking about a speed dating event. I'm talking about no more fast relationships. Like when we get into this relationship, no more fire, no more jumping into the emotions immediately. Somebody's very disciplined in their emotions. And I feel like it's taken a long time for you to get here. And so although you do want victory, you do want success, I feel like you want metered victory and success. I feel like you want balanced discipline in emotions first. And then we have the World card. I feel like somebody has slowed down. That's what it feels like, has slowed down. And we've got the Two of Swords in the reverse. It's like a recent decision somebody has made. And I think that you're worried that you're going to bump into somebody that you're really going to like and they're going to want to go really fast. There's been a lot of changes here. It does feel like your future is about to completely and totally resurface or change. And when I say resurface, in my mind's eye, I was watching somebody put asphalt on the street, and you know those great big roller things that are on the front of the tractors. Yeah, that's what I meant by resurfacing, smoothing it out. It feels like it's going to be brand new because of the Death card, because you can see that everything's on fire here, and fire usually is the thing that burns it all to the ground before the phoenix rises. So it feels to me like your future is going to be very different from your past, but I think it was this one decision that changes everything, because the Wheel of Fortune is about divine timing, and the only way that divine timing shows up is if you're ready. Divine timing isn't going to drag you off into something you're not ready for, because the universe knows that if you're not ready for it, you're just going to mishandle it and drop it, and it's going to break and it's going to be ugly. So divine timing is really important here. It feels like that something here is about to change for you, and it feels like it's because you're about to meet someone who is very much, who calms you. You feel safe with that person, whether they're feminine or masculine. It feels like you feel safe with them. They're very loyal. They move really slow. Tell me about the Death card. We've got the Temperance card in reverse. We've got the Eight of Cups, and we've got the Emperor. Very interesting. So I feel like somebody here is not expecting to meet anyone. I feel that, look, whether you're looking at this from the outside looking in, or you're looking at this as being about you, I feel like the Emperor is telling me, no, I'm not interested in meeting anyone right now. I'm going to go out there because my friends asked me to come out there. And it feels like you go out there in a very detached way. You don't take your feelings with you. I'm going out to meet some people and fraternize a little bit, but I'm not going to, I'm not necessarily out there hunting for anybody. That's why the Temperance is in the reverse. I feel like with the Emperor and the Temperance is saying, no, no, thank you. I'm going to go out there detached. I'm going to go with my friends because they asked me to go, but I'm going to go out there detached. But the Death card is here, right? It feels like it changes everything. Something here changes. Someone thought they were in control of their emotions and very detached. And I think that somebody is about to be broken open by the Six of Cups, because this is somebody who touches the heart space. You remind me of somebody. You remind me of my dad, or you remind me of my brother, or you remind me of my best friend. Like it feels like it's a sweet, like we look at this card, right? It's a sweet memory. And so this person reminds you or gives you the feeling of this sweet memory. All right. Tell me about this Wheel of Fortune here. Tell me what's coming up that's destined. Because I feel with the Wheel of Fortune, the Magician here, that's great energy. It feels like there is some sort of wish fulfillment that's coming in under destiny's terms, is what it feels like. There's an expansion that's happening here. It's happening under destiny's terms. And it's really important that we wait for this destined change to show up, and I feel like it is showing up here in a very big way. Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, Sagittarius energy. Tell me more. We've got the Queen of Swords. We've got the Seven of Cups and the Page of Swords. Oh, very interesting. So I would say that the Queen of Swords is one that is very, what's the word I'm looking for? Somebody who notices everything, right? You're never going to get anything past the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is very educated, is somebody who's very metered in their energy. They're somebody who's not dealing with things emotionally, so they're really picking up on all the details, right? Swords energy. And because the Page of Swords is here, it tells me that somebody has the ability to just cut through the bullshit, to cut through the stuff, the illusions, the confusion, the emotional stuff. I'm not dealing with that. I'm taking my sword, I'm cutting through it, and I'm making a decision. The Page of Swords is here to say, I'm going to observe you from a distance first. And I'm going to make my judgment as to whether I'm going to let you in behind the boundary or not, right? This is why it's really important to go slow. So the Queen of Swords is the one that's holding the boundary. I'll let you in so far, but I'm going to look you over first and get all the details and talk to you and get all the truth and honesty out of you. I'm going to figure you out before I actually allow you in past the boundaries. So I feel like they're coming in the future. It feels like there is a destined connection coming in, and I'm going to say that this person, they don't really give you the gears, collective, but I'm going to say that this isn't someone that you, how can I say? Because the King of Wands is in the reverse, this isn't like, whoa, you're hot or you're really sexy. Like, it's not that. It's Pentacles. It's like, wow, you're really in charge of the room, aren't you? Like, it's that kind of energy. That's what it feels like. Someone who's very perceptive. That's the word I was looking for. Perceptive, doesn't miss a thing. They might notice a piece of jewelry you're wearing, whether that's a man or a woman, right? They might notice the embroidery on your t-shirt, or on your shirt, or on your purse, or on the hanky hanging out your pocket. Like, it feels like this person is very perceptive as it becomes to specific details, and they're doing that because they're really looking you over. This is somebody who's not making quick decisions. Got the Moon energy, because they're looking for an Empress. There we go. That's the Emperor. That's right. They're looking for an Empress. They're not looking for a person. They're looking for the person. And the Emperor is not a person who dates this one, that one, and everyone. The Emperor is the person who is going to observe, ask the questions. They're going to get a read on who you are by asking about what you do with your spare time. All of that stuff. Very pointed and perceptive about what's going on in the room. Because the Emperor is looking silently, looking for an Empress. This person is going in detached and saying, no, I'm not ready for anybody right now. But when the Empress shows up, guess what happens? Everything changes. Transformation is here, right? The Moon is unexpected. Things that we do not expect, right? Nothing is as it seems. And the Emperor is not expecting that an Empress is going to show up on the scene. And when the Empress enters the room, everything shifts. So then the Emperor goes into Queen of Swords mode, asking questions. Who's that person? First, they're going to ask all the people around them. They're going to make their way around the room and check out the Empress from all sides, right? And so this person isn't someone who just dates this one, that one, and everyone. This one is a person who makes a decision. So if this Emperor decides to make a decision about the Empress, this person is like, that's the one I want to get to know. This person isn't flirting with everyone in the room. Okay, so what's the outcome? I feel like there is somebody coming who's on your level. Like, whether this is Emperor or Empress energy, look, if you're not an Emperor, you're not attracting an Empress. If you're not an Empress, you're not attracting an Emperor. And that not everybody's at that place right now. I would say that that this Emperor is looking for an Empress and doesn't expect that this person's showing up, and it changes everything. I feel like even if you're a person who's watching this and you're like, nah, I'm not interested, thanks. I feel like it's somebody who shows up that changes your mind because they're so fantastic, whether it's you meeting the Emperor or you meeting the Empress. Tell me what happens from here. We've got the Four of Cups, the Ace of Swords, and the Eight of Swords. Oh, yeah, it throws you into this place of, wait, what? No, really? The Ace of Swords is like an aha moment, and it's pointed straight at the Empress. Look at that. Pointed straight at the Empress. The Eight of Swords is here. Now this person's worrying. 9 swords. The Emperor's worrying. Crap. I wasn't planning on being that taken with someone. The Four of Cups is here. Now I'm going to have to step out of my comfort zone in order to see all about this Empress. 5 of Cups, because if I don't make a move, I could regret everything. I could regret losing it all. The joy, the happiness, the family, This person really is taken with the Empress. So I feel like somebody here is going to make a move because they don't want to regret losing it all, losing everything that's at the end of the rainbow. So I think it's up to the Emperor. The Emperor is the one who's going to have to make the breakthrough, come out of their comfort zone, come out of the silence, come out of the detached energy, Eight of Wands, and move forward quick, because I feel like the Empress has got people surrounding them. Very is attracting people younger than herself, right? Attracting people quickly. So I feel like somebody here is going to make a move, and they don't want to make a move, but they're going to make a move because they know if they don't, they're going to be in regret. So I feel like somebody is either about to meet somebody, or if you already know somebody through a friend of a friend, that person's going to say to your friend, look, I need to meet that Empress. Can you make it happen? Can you, like, are we having something at your house? Can you make it happen? That's what it feels like. Yeah, it's weighing heavy on somebody. I need to meet this Empress face to face. I want to talk to this person. I want to figure out who they are. All right. I'm going to leave that right there. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I do appreciate you. I'll be back because I'm always back. Love you guys. I'm out. Bye-bye.